recording. Theme music is slowly dying out, and we are recording.
And none of us are awkward.
None of us are awkward. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim from Precarious Pixels. With me, as always, is...
Hi, I'm Bob, and I'm not awkward.
Yes. And we're going to talk about some stuff we watched, we played, reviews, and so forth, and stuff we're excited that might be coming back soon.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some new stuff. Just came out, and the next episode 3 is tomorrow. WandaVision, Marvel TV's first show, and I think the first Marvel thing this year.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Yeah,
because nothing else.
Nothing else. We have it a year without Marvel because they delayed Black Widow, and that was supposed to be their next thing.
Yeah, they were gonna put it on Disney Plus, and then that just fizzled.
Yeah, I think that they realized people were a little bit mad, or maybe they just were like, it's not as important because it's about a character who's already dead.
Whoa. We'll come back to that, because I finally watched the trailer for Loki.
Okay. Now, I know what you're talking about in the trailer for Loki. It is not what you think it is.
That's not her?
It is not her.
Alright, then I don't care anymore. I'm not going to watch Loki at all now.
Oh, I'm going to definitely watch Loki. That looks amazingly fun. I was like, yes, give me evil Loki. Give me Loki who tries to run for president, robs banks in the 60s. Like, give it all to me.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. Talky.
Wow. Owen Wilson's best cameo, John Wick.
Wait, when?
You've never seen those videos?
No.
I defy anybody listening.
Yes, I have seen those.
To watch John Wick with Owen Wilson as the gunshots.
Yes, I have seen that. I have seen that a couple times.
They're pretty great.
They are great. Surprised that Keanu Reeves hasn't shown up as anything in Marvel Universe yet.
Who was it? They were saying somebody just... Oh, my God. They're recasting Fassbender. Did you see this? There's rumors that he is going to be the new Doctor Doom. Apparently he's in talks to do it.
Really?
Yeah, and they're just...
Do they not realize that he kills all franchises?
Fassbender? No, bad writing kills franchises.
No. He killed the Snowman series.
Whoa. The Snowman series?
It's not Snowman series. The books that the Snowman I'm pretty sure crappy
plot killed the Snowman series.
There was a million things that killed that movie. And that movie was produced by Scorsese. It had, I forget who the editors were, but I think one of them was from Raging Bull. They reshot so much, they changed so much, there was so many bad things that happened on that movie set apparently that just like completely fell apart.
Oh, it's cursed? It's like an Island of Dr. Moreau thing?
Oh yeah, like there was some stuff that apparently like the fact that they didn't change the main character's name. Do you remember what his name was?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Well,
You told me it was not good.
Oh,
I took your advice.
This is crazy. So the main character's name is Detective Harry Hole.
Amazing.
That should have been like, toss that out. There's a scene in it with Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer shows up, and apparently he had some throat surgery or something. He is completely dubbed over, and like, I believe, I forget where they are. Like, they think they're in like not Switzerland or somewhere in Scandinavia, like a completely different actor's voice, because they were just like, oh, it's okay, Val, we'll dub you over with somebody that sounds like you, or just wait and then have him do it. So many bad things happened. So many bad things.
They should have just dubbed him with like Morgan Freeman's voice.
I know. It was so many ridiculous things. It had such good actors in it, but it was just like really fell apart.
Yeah.
And apparently the director complained that they didn't shoot, I think, like 30 to 40% of the script. So, and they had gone back for reshoots.
Oh my God.
So,
if only there was a director.
If you want to hear the saga of Snowman, go to How Did This Get Made.
Oh, they have it?
They talk about it. They do not only that, they had somebody who worked on that movie fill in like all the stuff that went bad. It is insane. But
let's check it out.
But anyways, WandaVision. What can you say about it? Not the action-packed, what you usually expect a Marvel movie to be. Very cerebral. And the first episode is completely like a straight Dick Van Dyke, I Love Lucy, 50s era, like complete sitcom. Like it is 100% black and white. Like it's so perfectly that time period. It is definitely that genre. Like undeniably.
Yeah. There's no question. I mean, down to like just everything.
Yes.
Everything. The bad jokes. The
well, good jokes for that time.
Jokes for that time.
Jokes for that time.
Some were slightly inappropriate.
Some
you
were.
wouldn't have heard on a 50s television show.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a few things here and there.
But there were also like I don't know, man. There's this like underlying oddness.
Ooh, yes, definitely.
But more than just that, like it feels weird looking at that now. Oh, and oh my god, I'm blanking on the word. But patriarchal we'll go with.
Oh, definitely.
There's some real off jokes there.
Oh yeah, like ladies should be at home.
Yeah, in 2021.
Oh yeah. Well, is it 2021?
It is in reality.
In reality,
at least according to the matrix we live in.
Yes, but 100%. Like she is definitely like the cars were 50s, the decor was 50s. Like everything they were wearing, the hairstyles, like it all fit to that era perfectly. But it did it was very strange because Paul Bettany is pointing out like, hey, what do we do at this company? What is my actual job? Who do we work for? What do we make it like that? Like obviously it is not a world that is so thought out. It's just like it's almost I feel like how TV has evolved, and this is only my theory, Wanda is slowly evolving how much she can control something in this world that I'm pretty sure that she's made. This feels like Avengers Disassembled on a certain level, which was a storyline they did years ago, where the last time, and we'll get to this part, but Wanda had kids and then was told that her kids were fake, she killed 6 Avengers. Like, she's gone bad in the comics so many times, and then gone back to being good, then has a mental break and goes bad. It's, like, really been, like, a few times that she's killed heroes. Like, and bringing back boyfriends from the dead, she's done that at least 3 or 4 times. Like, she brought back her original boyfriend, Wonder Man, from the dead. And I remember reading a story where he was just like, I don't know if I'm alive, if this is actually me, because or my girlfriend is just going to eventually decide I don't exist anymore, kind of thing. Like, which is what happens to her kids eventually. Like, she pulls them off another person's arms, a villain's arms, and then they're like, oh, those aren't real because Vision can't have kids. And you weren't pregnant, it was all in your head. But those characters actually do come back, which is funny. They become young Avengers.
Okay.
One has speed powers, and one has, like, kind of like her witch powers.
So basically her brother and her.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
I
don't know. And then it goes...
It's wild.
It's wild, especially the choking scene, which is just like all of a sudden, like, you see the camera aspect change. I think it even goes back out to, like, widescreen. Like, the format was what was it?
4:3.
4:3. And then it goes back to, like, the wide, I think, on that moment. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't go back out. I think at the very end it goes wide. When it's, like, they're pulling out of the TV world. And you see, like...
Yeah, I think it's only at the end.
Yeah, and they see, like, you see the sword symbol on their screen, which is an offshoot of S.H.I.E.L.D. So...
And somebody's watching, I don't even know how they look into her mind that way.
Or if it's, like, something that she's broadcasting out. Like, it's actually, like, a TV show that people could watch and be like, isn't that woman an Avenger? Isn't that guy dead? Like, I don't understand the parameters yet, so...
Watch, it's all going to be like, none of it had happened. She just takes you back another 5 minutes before the snap.
That's what I'm thinking. That could be a possibility, too. Like, this is all in her head. Like, she's living her last moments with Vision, and this is what she's come up with.
Oh, you think that's what this is?
It could be, but I don't think so. I think this is after all the stuff in Infinity War.
I think she's going to reverse time.
I think she's going to try to. I think that's what she's trying to do now. I think she's trying to bring back Vision because her powers are connected to Vision. And maybe this is her slowly getting more powerful and powerful enough to do that.
And I think the reason they did it this way is so that they can have it be... Well, no, that wouldn't make sense either. Because there's other characters that no longer would be a thing.
Which characters?
They can't undo Tony Stark dying.
Right.
Man, I don't know. Wild.
Yeah. I worry that also she might be trying to... Well, to bring back Vision is to bring back the stone.
And also to bring back Ultron.
Right. That's a thing, too. Because it's like partially him, partially Jarvis, partially the stone. Or maybe she was able to put him into the stone. Who knows? But that's like a bad thing too, because if she remakes an Infinity Stone, that's a thing that they've dealt with in the comics before. They've destroyed the stones, but if you start remaking one, it's able to kind of like
replicate.
Not replicate, but it's able to pull back the other stones, because it's just like, it's not like they're destroyed, their energy is dispersed. So if you can pull back all that energy, and so you have Wanda who's got that power from it, and if she pulls back Vision and the stone reforms, that's one, and maybe you could pull the power from Captain Marvel, and that's another one, because she got her power from the cube. So
I'm thinking, on the show, does he have the stone on his head?
Yes.
Okay.
It's there. Like, that was the thing I thought was kind of weird. And even in the Bewitched episode, the outside of their magic act, the mystery case, it's the symbol of the stone with light coming off of it.
Of course it is.
Right. So maybe this is all like she's having a vision inside the stone. Maybe she's already reformed it, or she's trying to reform it.
I don't know. We'll find out more. But episode 2, though.
Yeah.
They had to. I think they had to do that right away, because I don't think they felt episode 1 would hook anybody.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough weirdness that happens.
And also, just like, I think because of that, the first 2 are the black and white episodes, and by the end of by the way, spoilers for WandaVision if you haven't watching it, but by the end of the second episode, they've moved into color. She's Pleasantville'd it out. Like there's a few color hits here and there, but then eventually, boom, we're now in the color era.
Color and widescreen.
And widescreen.
I think it moved to widescreen.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. No, I'm not sure.
And it's definitely the 60s, because 60s women wearing pants, oh my goodness.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah.
Strange.
Ladies only wear skirts.
Sure.
Yeah. But I have to say, Paul Bettany drunk. Or gum in the system, as they call it. But he was definitely playing a drunk. I loved it. I thought he was really funny. I was like, I like Paul Bettany drunk. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd watch a movie about that.
Yeah. But
Drunk Vision.
What is it?
Drunk Vision.
Drunk Vision. And his little sweater jacket.
Yeah. I don't know what that cult he was going into was, like the neighborhood watch thing.
Yeah. That was weird. And also, it's still the same actors from the first episode too. Like, they're like coming back. Like Catherine Hahn, who plays their neighbor in the 50s is still their neighbor in like the 60s stuff.
Yeah.
But she's important somehow. I'm not sure how yet.
She feels like she's informed on what's going on, and she's investigating them.
A lot of people suspect that she's Agnes Harker, I want to say, or Agatha Harker. Basically a person who helped train Wanda to use her powers, like, early on.
Oh, so you think she's good?
Not necessarily. She's kind of not, like, a good or bad person. She kind of has her own motivations. So, she's more there to help Wanda not unmake reality, usually. And
seem to be weirdly into her. I get that vibe from her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, like, she wants to be, like, hey, it's the star of the show. And I'm just like, I think it's, like, kind of like, she's a little bit different. Like, when she's at the garden party, she's like, I don't know how you guys don't get through all this without drinking. And I'm just like, is she in on the joke? Like, does she know what's going on kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant, though.
Oh, okay.
It seems like the character's into her.
Oh, okay. But she's got Ralph.
Yeah, does she?
Ralph
don't know. Doesn't exist?
We don't know. Yeah. But then there is, like, something that somebody else pointed out. Agatha Harker, I think, you know how she has the bunny?
Yeah.
And she calls him, like, Mr. Scratches? I believe her son in the comic is called Nick Scratch. And then she made a reference to, oh, he played the baby Jesus last year or whatever. And I thought about it. I was like, is Wanda, like, turned her kid into a rabbit? That would be, like, the most messed up thing ever. Like, it's...
Yeah, I don't know. This could take some really weird turns.
Yeah.
Or it could just be, like, Lost, where nothing gets resolved.
Right. There's no giant smoke monsters.
Oh, my God.
I don't think this seems more planned than Lost.
It would have to be.
Yeah. Lost was interesting because they were just like, oh, we'll make up some stuff and we'll pay it off later. I always love that.
No.
There's a great interview with Paul Dini about that. Like, they was like, oh, all that text and stuff, all those, like, little things you were putting in the beginning. And it was like, oh, we just put that in there. We had no idea where it was going to go. And then they had so many delays in between seasons and stuff. So
the writer's strike and everything else.
Oh, yeah. And then I think they even after the writer's strike, it was, like, delayed, like, a long time before they got to the finale.
What a thing.
I know. But I've very good feeling this is very planned. And, now she's got children. And they are that weird for the children thing.
Yeah, that's...
So I have a feeling there's other people involved in this. Like, they want her children, or there's something else going on where it's like they were maybe trying to take her powers and put it into, like, somebody, like, I mean, like what happened to her. They took her powers took power from the stone and put it into her and her brother.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
More to come Friday, right? It's every Friday. Is it one episode now a week?
I think it's one episode now a week. It'd be nice if they just kept dropping them in twos, but I think it's just going to be one episode.
Or they just put them all on there.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think they definitely understand that they don't have a lot of content or new content coming in. And they're like...
I don't know, they have like 80 new shows.
Well, those aren't out yet. Love them Star Wars shows, but they're not there yet.
Star Wars. Like, you got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you have Loki, the What If show.
What If. I'm really excited for What If.
And I feel like there's another one, right? Am I crazy? Hawkeye.
Well, I don't think they're even like... Or Miss Marvel.
No, there was a Hawkeye show.
Well, there is a Hawkeye show. There's also a Miss Marvel show.
Yeah, that too. But Miss Marvel, I think, is premiering in Captain Marvel too. I think that's, like, far down the road.
Oh, they're not going to... Like, that show's not going to come on first?
Maybe. I don't know.
I have no idea how they plan all this stuff.
I don't even know how Captain Marvel 2 is a thing.
Who knows?
And I'm still mad about Black Widow.
Right. Oh, and Secret Invasion. That's the other one. The one with Nick Fury.
Oh yeah, he's got his own thing.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. There's so much stuff coming. And then once all the Marvel shows end, it's into the Star Wars shows.
Yeah, man. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they could just continue it. Oh, and Daredevil's in Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. He had Netflix's Daredevil. Oh man, what's his Charlie Cox, right?
Yeah. Stardust.
Stardust. Yeah. Downton Abbey for other people.
Stardust.
Sure. But Daredevil, the Netflix's Daredevil. So now as I understand it, their 2-year contract is up. So they own Daredevil, and I think that they can do Daredevil in movies and stuff now. So I've heard that even there's talks with Jessica Jones showing up in that She-Hulk show they're going to do.
Oh, that's another show.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And I forget her name, Orphan Black. I can't think of her name right now. Maslany?
Just She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Her name is She-Hulk.
The lady who's going to play She-Hulk. Which I really want to know how they're going to do that.
First name She.
Last name Hulk.
Yeah.
Because it's like, is she going to be a CG thing? Is it going to be her, and they're going to have another actress play the Hulk? Or are they just going to you think they'll just do a CG Hulk like they have been?
If they spend more money than they did on the CG at the end of Mandalorian.
Oh, not happy with that Luke Skywalker CG?
It wasn't its best.
It wasn't its best. It looked okay for some shots, but then when they went for those close-ups, man.
But you can't do a whole show of that unless they just paint this girl green.
They could.
Maybe she's just.
But I'll just say it's harder to do an actor that you know specifically. Like, it's easier to do something that like it doesn't have to look exactly like that person. It's easier to do a completely fake character. Like, doing a Hulk isn't as difficult as doing Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk.
But I'm saying don't even CG her. Just paint her green.
Just paint her green.
Go old school with it.
Oh,
because She-Hulk isn't... She's not, like, Hulk angry. Like, she's bigger, but she's not, like, beast mode all the time.
No. Well, actually, funny enough, she, at least in the comics, she's usually always She-Hulk.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They just make her green.
Yeah.
And have her be that. They could have just cast Gina Carano in it.
That's true, they could have.
That would have actually been probably perfect.
I was actually thinking, because she's, like, taller, what's her name from Game of Thrones? Brienne Tarth.
Brienne? Oh, that would have been cool.
She's tall enough. I mean, they needed, like, it has to be, like, they could have got Charlize Theron.
Maybe she's bad with accents.
I don't think so. I think she's good.
I don't know, I've never heard her American accent.
True.
Unless they just make She-Hulk British.
Yeah. Or unless they're doing... I mean, they could Lou Ferrigno this. Just have Lou Ferrigno come back slam.
Have him play her?
Yes. And just have voiceover for her.
I don't think that'll happen, Tim.
No. But they could do a bodybuilder and do what they did to him. Just paint.
They're never going to do that. They're never going to do that.
They could do it.
There's no way.
They could do it. It would be simpler, probably, and possibly cheaper to do 2 actors playing one character.
But she's not going to change.
What do you mean she's not going to change?
Is She-Hulk even in human form ever? I thought she was just permanent.
No. She can change back and forth.
I don't think I've ever seen her look human. I can't think of a single time.
Yeah, it's true. Because she actually likes being the Hulk. That's the whole thing behind it. And what's also interesting is I remember, and I think this was in the 80s or 90s era, she knows that she's in a comic book.
This was like Deadpool style?
Yeah, it was like very meta. Like, she understood that she was in a comic book, but like enjoyed it kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. It was always kind of an interesting thing. Which is why probably the character became more memorable. Oh yeah, the Obi-Wan show.
I guess it just had a poster premiere, or whatever they call that. Because I just got a picture sent.
Who's that dude in the back?
I don't know, but It looks like his head might be the Death Star.
That's what's his name? Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
That's I forget his name right now.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Hayden Christensen.
I was like Christensen. Yeah. So that's him as Darth Vader.
Yeah. So that must have
with
just
the Death
dropped.
Star tumor apparently growing out of his head.
Interesting stuff.
I heard that they were going to do like a little bit of a rematch.
Okay. I'd watch it. Maybe this explains why Obi-Wan's just hanging out on a desert planet.
Yeah. It's like, I know where your son is. I know where your son and your daughter are.
Yeah.
And then he goes, peace out. And then he just goes to Tatooine.
Drops the mic in lava.
It's like, I'll go to the one place he'll never go back to because he hates sand. It gets in everything.
Oh my god.
That will be a line in this miniseries.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, because I think that's what they're doing. It's just like a miniseries.
Well, I mean, anyway.
It's still good.
So that just showed up. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's awesome.
They got it on my watch and I was like, whoa.
I can't wait. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ewan McGregor's awesome.
They've been waiting forever to do it. It was supposed to be a movie. And then they were like, oh, we'll do it for the TV show. And then it was like, well, we're going to just do it like an 8-part series, like miniseries.
That's another thing. Apparently, now Justice League is no longer a miniseries.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a 4-hour movie. I will watch it as a miniseries because I don't think I could sit through 4 hours of it.
No, you watch 4 hours of it.
I really, really don't want to do...
And that was a revelation since last week.
I know. And I'm just like, when does it come out? March?
I don't know. Who cares? I
was just like, really, guys?
The next day that I have off is when it comes out, because I will watch it.
And they must really, like... This just says to me how bad it's going to be, because they just want to push it all out at once and not even, like, do it week by week.
I've never seen something where you know it's going to turn out badly.
Oh, it's going to turn out so badly. Oh,
and people made such a push for it.
Even better. So you know in the... I forget his name, but he's the actor from The Blacklist, and he played the general. He's like the chief guy, the head of the department in like the first season or so, first couple seasons of The Blacklist.
Okay. Yeah, I know who you mean.
And he's the general in like Man of Steel and like the Justice League movie and stuff. Apparently, this whole time, and I'm doing air quotes, he has been the Martian Manhunter, and the Martian Manhunter, they announced, will show up in this Justice League 4-hour crap fest that we are going to be getting.
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I almost want to do like, let's do a 5-minute watch and just like commentary on like every like 5 minutes of this. We'll just do like a whole new podcast about this.
I mean, that's a lot of 5 minutes.
Yeah. We'll do 10 minutes of this because I don't know if I can stand more than 10 minutes.
24 parts. Think about that.
Oh, man. Because obviously it's like this. They want to be just done with this.
Like, this is a joke. This is, I swear to God, this is Area 51 Naruto run.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
that's right.
No, it wasn't just that kid.
Justice League is running with its arms behind it.
What I'm saying is, like, the only reason this exists, nobody could have been serious about this. And then...
he's very serious.
No, now they are, but bear with me. Somebody out there was like, you know what, Justice League was bad, but you know what would have been worse? If Zack Snyder finished it.
Yes.
And then they were like, you know what, let's make it a thing. Go on, like, 4chan or Reddit or whatever they do.
Yeah.
And then they just, like, they were like, we really need to make this a thing. And then people were like, Snyder Cut, and as a joke. And then the studios were like, oh, they're serious. Money.
Yeah, because they put billboards and ads.
They put money into this, like, serious cash.
And I was just like, that is ridiculous. And this is another thing that I was like, well, HBO needs to announce something to get people to subscribe to this Max series.
It's not that.
It is not that. And they put real money into this.
They should have just said Wonder Woman's going to be on there, and people would have subscribed. Now, they would have canceled after watching it.
Yes. Maybe they would have watched a little bit of the other stuff.
Guys, guess what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to censor Looney Tunes.
Oh.
And we're going to give you Justice League.
Yeah.
The Snyder Cut. We know you wanted it. No.
Yeah. I was happy to hear that they had announced the Godzilla vs. King Kong all that stuff.
I'm not happy about that.
I do want to see that in the big screen.
I would be happy if it was in theaters.
They are going to do it.
Yeah, but if theaters were a thing again...
It's going to be a little while.
Yeah, so I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait for it to be right. Like, I swear there was supposed to be another one in between, too.
Which...
Was it supposed to be Godzilla vs. King Kong right away? I thought there was supposed to be another one.
No, I think the next one... Because I think at the end of King of the Monsters, they say something to the illusion of Kong.
Yeah, I mean, they hinted him throughout.
Yeah, because I think that... Honestly, I think they're going to do... Which I hope this is what they do. It's King Kong versus Godzilla, and they fight or whatever, and then they make up and they're buddies, and then the next movie is Destroy All Monsters, and it's like them fighting everybody.
Imagine if it was just Godzilla and King Kong fist bump at the end of it.
Yeah, they get like they face off and they're like, just like little bump those hands together, and they're like, hey buddy, we're fighting on top of an aircraft carrier, but you know what? We're friends.
I don't think they'd fit on top of one.
I've seen a scene where they are running at each other on it.
Oh my god.
It looked good. I was just like...
Did Godzilla shrink?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe he's not that big.
Yeah. Because it's the aircraft carrier. Like, if it was like a huge one.
But probably. Kong grew.
Yeah, they definitely grew Kong.
Because he wasn't that big. My god. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know.
I mean, it's the classic thing. They did it years ago. They want to do it again.
Yeah, but I want to see that in theaters.
Yeah.
Because it's either A, it's so stupid it's brilliant.
Yes.
Or B, it's somehow seriously good.
Yes.
Because it worked for Godzilla, the last one.
Yeah. It was... The thing that they need to get rid of in Godzilla are the people.
No, I'm fine with the people.
I hate the people.
I liked the first of this run so much better than the second one. And he's barely in it.
Which, the first one?
Yeah.
Let Them Fight?
No, the Godzilla 2016, was it?
Yeah, that was the...
14, maybe? I don't know.
I think it was 14. But it was like Godzilla... Just like, and fighting those two...
The Motus.
The Motus, the mutant people. Or mutant, whatever they were.
That was perfect. Like, you barely saw it for most of the movie.
Right.
And then the fight at the end. Yeah, Bryan Cranston and Quicksilver. Oh, and Scarlet Witch.
Oh, that's right. She was in it. I forgot she was in it.
Yep.
She played his wife, which is weird, but yeah.
She did. That was the better of the last two.
I don't know. I love when he fights that King Ghidorah. And Rodan and all the other, like Mothra. Give me more monsters.
But I'm talking the rest of the movie.
All the monsters. But I like Kong Skull Island. I thought that was great.
Yeah. Sam Jackson was great in it.
Like the whole... it's like he's going to blow everything up. Just boom. Still, like that was like... That's a great moment. But like the whole Vietnam era, like all that stuff.
Yeah. But I guess he's grown since then. And
I guess he's grown.
He's mad.
But good thing that we've got the Zack Snyder cut to hold us over until that comes. I know it's going to be horrible. But the good news is HBO also, there's been some rumblings about this. Like, I don't know if Paul Dini's confirmed it yet, but Batman the Animated Series, the original thing that launched everything in that 90s era Batman stuff, is coming back. And they're just going to pick up, same crew, Bruce Timm's back. Because I think he took some time off from Warner Brothers Animation. And now I think he's back and he's doing, like I think his last movie was that Batman Son of the Dragon, I think it's called, which is basically like a 70s era Batman if it was like Enter the Dragon meets Batman kind of thing with
That's wild.
With I forget what his name is. I think it's like Richard Dragon and Lady Shiva and Bronze Tiger, like the kung fu characters or martial arts characters of
DC.
And it is like they even made the Batman look like the 70s era Batman, which I thought was good.
Yeah, that is cool. But I don't know, man. I think it'll be really cool to bring it back. I'm a huge fan of the animated series, and they've kind of lived on a bit in the games.
Right.
The team, but
yeah, like Paul Dini wrote helped write, I think, the first Arkham, or the first two Arkham games, right?
Makes sense. It's definitely two. Like, he was involved in City.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was involved in Night.
I don't think he was involved in Night. But they've integrated those characters into, like, the Knight is not who it is in the game, but I think the Arkham Knight has come in.
It couldn't be who he was in the game. Because they were...
Yeah. We don't need to go into that.
It was such a stupid take to do that.
I have no idea why they did that.
Just, maybe just admit it. Or don't,
Yeah.
It would have ruined the game had they admitted it, but still.
And the next one, not connected to that series, but it's the Gotham Knights, or whatever.
Gotham Knights and whatever the Suicide Squad game is.
Yeah.
Kills the Justice League.
Yeah.
That's actually what it's called.
Yeah, I know. It looks good. I think it's like a target on Superman's head.
Trailer.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was just like, I trust Rockstar. I know that they've wanted to do a Superman game for a while, or a Justice League game. I wonder if this is like them being like, hey, let us do Suicide Squad, and then the next game that they're going to work on is going to be like a Justice League game.
I don't know.
Or a Superman game. I would be interested to see if they go that route.
It's not Superman.
It depends. They could do, like, if they could do a good version of it.
He's so boring. How has he lasted so long in comics?
What do you mean?
Superman's the most boring superhero.
Yeah, he toes the line. He's like Captain America.
Oh my god, no. Captain America's so much better.
No.
Can a bullet to the head kill Captain America?
Yes.
Just checking. So there's an actual risk.
Yes. And there's a risk with Superman, too.
Just stay away from the color green. You'll be alright.
Not the color green. Kryptonite.
Just green in general.
Kryptonite, red sun, radiation, magic.
They had to... Magic!
Yes. Magic.
That's already I'm out.
Why? Don't you remember the thing with, like,
no, I don't remember.
Like Wonder Woman, like she has like stuff that could cut him. Like it's like he can be damaged by things the magical things that can damage him too, because they have magic in their like crazy world.
Do they? I feel maybe it's in the Snyder Cut.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't wait for the Snyder Cut.
No, Shazam, I know.
Yeah, Shazam, the whole Kingdom Come thing, which I'm surprised they haven't done an animated Kingdom Come yet.
They probably will. Their animated movies are sometimes better than their. Most of the time. Usually
they're better than their...
unless they have Batman in their live action, and then that's typically better.
Which Batman?
Most. I would argue that everything that wasn't Zack Snyder Batman.
Even Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at least that's trying to be something.
That's true. It was definitely trying to be like the 60s era Batman.
Yeah, 100%.
But weirder.
Was it?
Not that much weirder, but weirder still. Batman had like a lightsaber.
Yeah. As he does.
Yeah.
Would you not be afraid of...
Batman just cutting you in half?
Yeah.
Shoot you with his laser.
Maybe it's a Darksaber. Maybe he pre-ordered his and got it. Made by Hasbro Toys.
Tell me you have a Darksaber.
I don't. It's coming out, though. They are making one.
Of course it's coming out.
They're Black Series, like, lightsabers. They're making a Darksaber.
Of course they are. They'd be stupid not to. That's money on the table. There's probably there's going to be a baby Grogu, like, Elmo doll that, like...
There's already several.
Yeah. There's tons of that stuff. It's all coming. It's going to be an Ahsoka Tano.
There's a ton of Ahsoka Tano.
I know that was, but that from the Clone Wars. I think they'll probably do more, like Mandalorian. Well, she's got her own show coming, so
they've already got like action figures you can reserve. They had Mando Mondays where they would just announce new toys the Monday after the show aired.
So it's like Ahsoka Tano's on the show. Guess what? There's a toy you
reservable. Can get. Yep.
Smart. It's free advertising.
That's why I don't know if I got a chance to say it earlier. Did I about the Wanda pop?
The pregnant one.
Yeah, I saw it before I saw the show.
Yeah, which I figured they would do it like they just have it the Monday after or not.
No, it was out that day, and it was probably there the day before, and I hadn't even seen it because there were two. But it was wild, man.
Does it come with a guy who has baby hands?
It might even be from this episode because she's holding something in her hands.
Like what was she?
It looked like a bowl of fruit or something.
Oh, okay.
But it's just, and they had other ones, but that one very specifically. Because the only other ones I've seen were Vision. Mm-hmm. Looking like he's in the trailer that way.
Right.
In like a sweater vest. From the 70s.
So, it's not the 60s era one?
Nope, they're labeled.
Oh, they are labeled?
So she's labeled Wanda 70s, and he's labeled Wanda 70s, and he's wearing maybe it's a sweater. Maybe it's like a cardigan.
Okay.
And then they had the Halloween ones. But they're in their Halloween costumes.
They're in their Halloween costumes, which are their original comic book costumes, basically.
And then they have 50s ones where they're just black and white, looking like they did.
Okay. That makes sense.
But it's weird that they would put that out that way, because that's a pretty somewhat big spoiler.
Yeah. I mean, they've showed a lot of stuff in the trailers.
Maybe I don't think they showed that.
What,
her pregnant?
They showed her with kids.
Did they?
In one of, like, I think it's all, like, either the 80s or 90s era, they shows her, like, holding babies. Like, two babies.
Okay,
so they've already kind of, like, alluded to that, so they probably were like, it's okay.
Man, it's going to be a weird trip.
Weird show. And how it ties into Doctor Strange and
could just be another universe.
And what?
It could be another universe.
Could be. She could start pulling, like, maybe that's the thing, she wants to pull Vision from another universe. And that's where the thing is called the Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, so maybe he's going to have to, like, try to fix it all.
Oh, Doctor Strange. Can't wait to see what happens.
I can't either.
With every Marvel character ever in it. Every Spider-Man.
Which would be insane. The only thing more insane is if Hugh Jackman shows up as Wolverine.
He might.
Fassbender could show up. Like, who knows?
Well, he's Doctor Doom now, so...
He could show up as Magneto.
The franchise
he could show up as both. Like, it would be crazy. It's like, who are you? I'm Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom.
Or Victor Van Damme, as they tried.
Yeah, they tried to do that, and I was just like, no, guys, just go with Doom. It's ridiculous. Just do it.
Just put an umlaut over one of the O's. It'll be alright.
It's like, is it pronounced Victor Von Damme? It's like, no, Von Doom. My name is Doom.
He's Arnold?
Yes, he is Arnold. I would cast Arnold. he's going to wear a metal mask the whole time. It'll be perfect.
That's fair.
It'd be like it's, Latveria is right next to Austria. It makes perfect sense. The accent, everything. But last but not least, so game came out, Hitman. And now, which one in the series? How many in the series is this?
Well, that's a loaded question.
Oh, okay.
It's Hitman 3.
Hitman 3. But there have been other subsequent...
There have been way more.
Right.
But this is their newest trilogy.
Okay.
And this is apparently the conclusion.
Okay.
It launched yesterday as we're recording this.
Is it still Agent...
47.
It's still Agent 47.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was an interesting launch.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So I have to break down what Hitman has been since 2016.
Right.
Real quick. It is a live service game that's single player.
Yeah.
And the first one, 2016, was episodic. So Hitman Episode 1 came out, and it was Paris.
Right.
And the tutorial mission.
Right.
And then Episode 2 was Sapienza, and they came out like a month later.
Okay.
And they did it that way.
Yeah.
So if you bought the season pass, you got all of Hitman that way.
Right.
And worked fine. They had elusive targets, which were timed targets that you had like a weekend to kill.
Okay.
But one of the caveats to that was that it was always online.
Okay.
If you disconnected, you could play the game, but the other features weren't there. Like you could play the episodes you had, but the elusive targets and all the other stuff, not there.
Okay.
Then Hitman 2 came out.
Right.
And Hitman 2 was great because you could import your levels from Hitman 1, if you own that.
Oh, okay.
And play it all through Hitman 2, and then there were upgrades to it and other features, and you could unlock all the stuff from 1 or 2, and it would cross over.
See, that's good. That's decent. I wish more companies would do that.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Again, always online.
Right.
But Hitman 2 wasn't episodic.
Okay.
It was just, the game is out.
Right.
So there's not a real reason to be always online.
Okay.
But they did it because you could upload your... Like, you could do... People can make their own contracts, and you can play those at any time. So, let's say Paris, you choose a guy that's in the background. Okay. He's your target now in this assassination challenge.
Okay.
And you have to kill him with a screwdriver.
Okay.
And that's the challenge. And don't get spotted. And don't change your outfit. Or you have to be dressed as the clown to kill him. Okay. Or you have to be wearing this, whatever.
Right. And make it seem like it was Colonel Mustard.
Yeah.
In the billiard room with the
Make it an accident kill.
Right.
Alright, whatever. Hitman 3, they announced ahead of time. It's going to have... Now, Hitman 2, very important. You could upgrade, you could move your levels in, but none of your progress from 1, so you had to replay everything to get the unlocks.
Okay.
And I think part of that was Hitman 2 was not published by the same company.
Oh, it was not... Oh, IO...
IO is the creative directors and the developers.
Right.
But it was published by Square?
Oh, okay. I think I do remember that Square had been involved with it.
Well, they own them.
Right.
And then before Hitman 2 came out, they said, guys, we don't want to own you anymore. And they just got rid of them. And the studio, rather than closing, they self-funded and published through Warner Brothers Hitman 2.
Right.
And even a definitive edition of 1, somehow they had the rights to it still. So they republished 1 and they added some extra DLC.
Okay.
But Hitman 2 came out and it was published through Warner Brothers. I forget who published. I think the third one is just them.
Did Warner Brothers do the movie?
No.
It was Sony, right?
I think it was. Or it feels like a Universal thing.
It might be, yeah. That could be. It could have been a Universal one.
Or Fox?
I don't think it was Fox. Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like I remember that stupid Fox logo before the Jimi Hendrix song. Not by Hendrix. For the second one.
Really?
But the second one was Silas.
Okay.
What's his name? Spock.
Oh, okay.
As the bad guy.
It was the first one was Timothy Olyphant, right?
Well, Timothy Olyphant was Hitman.
Right.
Agent 47 himself, and it was the Bond girl from Quantum of Solace, Olga Kurylenko.
Okay.
But the second one was a guy from Homeland.
Okay.
Rupert something? Friend? Last name I think is Friend.
Sorry, I derailed you here.
That's okay, but it doesn't really matter. The bad guy in that one was Spock, and he basically was... It was the plot to Catwoman.
Hey, wait.
It wasn't makeup, but he was turning like his skin into super strong.
Dude,
okay.
I thought you were going to say he was the spirit of a cat brought him back.
No, it was...
He got cat powers.
Way worse. The second movie is so bad.
Yeah.
The first one was okay.
Right.
It was fine, I guess. It was one of the better video game movies.
Yeah.
But no. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So,
yeah, okay.
Hitman 3. They put it out, and they announced beforehand all your progress from Hitman 2 will cross over. Mm-hmm. All you need to do is a one-time progression import. So basically, you need to be logged into your IOI account. So IO Interactive is the name of the developers.
Right.
And you need to just sign in on the new game. And it needs to be in the same console family. So if it's PS4, if you get Hitman 3 on PS4 or 5, all your progress.
Okay.
Nice. All your unlocks. Nice. You can do escalations and stuff, like story stuff doesn't... But you just play that again. But all your stuff is there. So if you unlock, say, a rubber ducky that is also a flash grenade that you can set off at any time, or an explosive phone, or whatever, it's all there. But the rest of the stuff, you have to... Guess what? Always online game for Hitman 3. You know what happens with an always online game? That you need to actively go through the servers to download your data on day one if you're a smaller dev?
Ooh.
It crashes.
Ooh.
It crashes super hard. Like all day, launch day hard.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, it was rough. Dude, it crashes on Destiny.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Right, Activision published Destiny.
Right.
Imagine a smaller dev. So, the progression thing
How could they not be ready? Like, they should have kind of seen that was going to come?
They should have let you upload your data in advance.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? They didn't.
Wow.
But it gets slightly worse.
Okay.
One of the caveats to cross-downloading your progression, whatever, uploading it and playing it again, is if you want to start Hitman 3, you could play that all day yesterday. You could play Hitman 3. If you're going to download your progression, guess what happens?
Crash.
It resets all of Hitman 3. So if you're going to play it, you'll have to redo that all anyway, bud. If you download your Hitman 2 stuff. And imagine spending 50 hours on Hitman 2.
Yeah.
And all that, like, you can have that. Your elusive targets that will never be in the game again. They're gone forever.
Right, because they would only be at certain times.
Well, killing Sean Bean or killing Gary Busey and Gary Cole.
Right.
Gone. Unless you... Like, the rewards you got for that, like the special suits, all this other stuff. If you don't import that data... That's all gone, unless you're just playing Hitman 2, which is fine.
Right.
But if you're playing Hitman 3 with your levels from 1 and 2 and all the remasters, and now the VR, coolest thing they did. They have VR support if you're playing on PS4.
Really?
Or 5.
Wow.
But you have to use the PS4 version of the game for that.
Okay.
For Hitman 3.
Right.
And 2 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Everything that got an upgrade for 3...
Yeah.
Gets an upgrade for 2 or 1.
Oh, I mean, that's good.
It's great. It's great. They're a super cool dev team. Think it through.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's a day, right? So, I played the first level.
Okay.
And that's it. Which is Dubai.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
It's awesome. You're in the Scepter. So you start out parachuting onto the tallest building in the world.
Pretty awesome.
It's very Mission Impossible 2.
Okay. And
here's what I did, and I'm going to try and remember it as I did it, just so you can hear the way this game is and how cool it can be. And this is only one level. So I land on this thing on the side of the building, and I'm making my way into the building. I go in through the ducts. I get inside. Now I'm like, not at the very top, but I'm near it.
Okay.
I come out, and there's a suit that I steal, and now I'm in a gray suit. And then that is where the game becomes open.
Okay.
So from this point forward, I can do anything. Now, Hitman has these stories within the levels that you can sort of do, and it's a great tutorial level because they're guided stories, so it'll tell you what to do next if you're not sure. I'm like, all right, let me mess around with this. So the first one, you're walking around, and I hear this guy arguing with some guards at the foot of stairs. Okay. They're like, look, man, if you're gonna come through, we gotta frisk you. And a thing pops up. Story nearby. Press or click the touchpad to follow. Okay. And I click it, and I'm paying attention to this guy, and he's a hitman or an assassin who's been hired by one of your targets to do a job, and basically you have to steal his identity.
Oh, okay.
To go visit this guy. So it's like steal his identity. That's the next objective. Okay. So he goes over and he stands like he's in a huff and he gets on his phone and whatever. And then I eventually find a distraction near him that I get him in an area where I just knock him out.
Okay.
I steal his identity, like I steal his suit. And on him, there's a gun and lethal pills. And I'm like, well, he can't get through if he's going to be frisked, so I'll take the lethal pills.
Okay.
So I take the lethal pills and a screwdriver from nearby. So now I have a screwdriver. Whatever. I follow the next objective. It's go to this, like, meet the secretary. She's like, all right, gonna take you to meet this guy. Sit down in front of him, and he's like, all right, I need you. I don't trust you yet. I need you to get me a picture of this guy's dead body. He's asking questions. I don't like it.
Okay.
All right. So now your objective, like the guy you're supposed to murder,
right,
is in a room with 3 security guards. So I'm like, I can't just kill him.
Right, of course.
Staring at me.
Okay.
Because I did mess around in there. But he's like, I need you to get a picture of this guy's dead body. So. Okay. Go back downstairs. I find the guy. I'm like, all right, hey man, he's an investigative journalist. He's like, I need a story, and I'm like, I got you, bro. Follow me.
Okay.
To this secluded area where we can talk in private, and I'm like, all right, what's secluded? Because it's like you need to get a picture of him. Mm. I'm like, all right, I can knock him out, right? I don't have to kill this guy. So far, I'm non-lethal.
Right, okay.
Have not killed anybody.
Makes sense.
I'm like, let's go to the bathroom. I take him to the bathroom. Bathroom attendant.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work. So I
kill them both.
Nope. I'm going to do this the right way.
I make him into like a weird little scene.
Nope. We go into the stall.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, talk in the stall.
With the bathroom attendant outside.
With him outside. So I'm like... He's nothing weird about it. Dude, it's Dubai, man.
Yeah.
What happens in Dubai stays in Dubai.
Not their motto. But yeah, sure.
That's it. I mean, it might be.
Yeah.
So, eventually, like, I tell him to wait there, and he's like, because otherwise he's just looking to me, trying to talk to me. I'm like, wait. I gotta make sure everything's clear. I knock him out.
Okay.
Alright? I take a picture of him on the ground in the stall. I go back upstairs.
Okay.
I show it to the secretary. She's like, oh, yeah, he's dead. Let's go upstairs to meet this guy again, and he'll tell you, you know, like, the next job.
Right.
All the way to the top floor of the penthouse.
Okay.
All right? My first mistake.
Okay.
The guy's like, hold on a second. I need to fill this stuff out, and then we'll talk in private. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm totally going to do that. I go into the next room where I know he's going to bring me, and outside there's a balcony with an automatic door. I mess with the ledge on the balcony. Like, it's an option to, like, tamper with it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, he's totally going to go out here and talk to me. Just fall to his death. It'll be hilarious. I ignore the bar that he has set up in this room with his drink on the one side and the option to poison it.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. He comes in. He tells me the whole thing. He's like, I need you to... take out this bad guy, like this guy, and he's running this like terrorist cell. But meanwhile, this guy's like super scummy,
right?
And he's like, they call him like old money and dirty, and I'm like, all right,
okay.
So like, I don't get to kill him there.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, well the story, and it's like story complete. And I'm like, all right, well I guess I'm not going to kill you in a room with 5 guards.
Okay.
I'll go after the next target.
Okay. So
I go back downstairs dressed as his assassin still.
Right.
And I know that the other target is in this art exhibit in this hotel or in this building. So I'm wandering around the art exhibit and I see a doorway. Mistake number 2. I walk through the doorway.
Gotcha.
It is a trespassing doorway.
Oh, okay.
A guard sees me. He's like, "Hey, wait!" And he like follows me, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Kill the guard.
There is a little like a trolley almost, that I get behind. On top of the trolley, soda can.
Okay.
All right, here's what I do. I get behind the trolley, pick up the soda can. Guard comes in, he's looking around, throw the soda can at his head, knock him out.
I thought we were like, beat him to death with a soda can.
No, I knock him out, I drag him to a box, now I'm a guard. I take his uniform.
Okay.
I'm like, alright, I'm a guard. I see another story thing nearby, I follow it. There's a new guard that has been, like he's supposed to report for duty. I'm wearing a guard outfit, but it's not that guard outfit.
Okay.
So I go downstairs, and the guy's like, he won't leave the area he's in because he's missing something, and he's like arguing with his lady. He's like, I can't go out there, I'm in my boxers. How would it look to see you in here with me in my boxers? So I steal his uniform. Don't even knock him out.
Okay.
Now I'm that guy. I go upstairs to the security office, and the other target is waiting. Oh, I have his papers too. I found his papers.
Okay.
The other guards are waiting, and then they're like, okay, let me bring this guy down. So I'm his personal bodyguard.
Oh, alright.
Alright, he's like, and there's another one with him. I'm the new hire, I have the transfer papers. I give it to them, they bring him down.
Right.
He comes in, he's like, alright, let's test, and he's telling me this whole story about his father when he was a kid, and like his father doesn't trust a man that doesn't know how to use knives, like gut an animal, and like,
okay.
Alright, he's telling me this whole story, and he takes me all the way around the building while he's telling me the story. And it's like, a lot. We get outside, there's a ledge, right?
Okay.
Hanging over this ledge are a bunch of targets. He's like, alright, I want to test your skills. And he lays out a bunch of throwing knives.
Okay.
So he has me throw the knives at the targets. And he's like, you pass. Goes over to the other bodyguard, he's like, we're good, you got the rest of the day off. Sends the guy off. Stands by the ledge. I miss the opportunity to shove him.
Oh, man.
I do knock him out and throw him over the ledge anyway. Accident kill. So first target down.
Okay.
I'm still this bodyguard. Second target is still all the way up in the penthouse. I'm like, alright, I gotta figure out how to get up there as this guy.
And you can't do, like, this is the thing, so if you're discovered, it obviously you've lost, right?
Well, no, you can just go in shooting.
That's what I was wondering.
And try and survive.
I mean, that was like, I was wondering, is that an option where it's like, okay, there's, maybe if I kill like one guard unexpectedly and maybe I could get the other two quickly and then get the guy?
Nope.
No.
So
you get more points if it's like...
there's rankings.
Right.
There's Silent Assassin all the way down.
See, that would make more sense to me, like, if you got higher rankings for, like, doing this, like, in a more interesting way rather than, just running in there, putting a bullet in his head and then trying to run out of the room while the other guards, like, chase you down and not get caught.
Yeah, I mean, you could totally go
like
for
GTA
that.
style.
You
basically.
could. And you just get a lower ranking.
Right.
And that's like, and you get, the higher ranking you get, the more unlocks you get.
Yeah, because it seems like you're getting a progression of story, too. It's like, hey, this is your main mission, here's a bunch of side quests that'll get you closer to the guy that you actually need to take out.
Correct, or guys in this case.
Or guys.
So, yes.
Okay.
But I'm like, alright, let me figure out how to get upstairs. So I find my way up the stairs, and then it turns out I'm not the appropriate type of guard for this floor. So I'm sneaking around, trying not to get spotted by cameras.
Okay.
I find one lone guard from this floor, knock him out, steal his uniform.
Okay.
Then, I'm like messing around, and I see this guy he's like a waiter for upstairs in this penthouse area. I get all the way up to the penthouse.
Okay.
I knock him out, I steal his stuff.
Okay.
Next room, there's a chef. He's making the stew.
The stew.
The stew for this other target.
Okay. Poison pills.
I'm going to.
Okay.
But, like, I go to tamper with it, and it's like immediately this icon shows up. Because there's a guard watching.
Oh, okay.
So I wait patiently. Eventually, the guy's like, this is going to take hours, like, it takes forever for this stew. Just tell the guy, whatever the target's name was, I forget, to wait.
Billy.
I know what I'm doing. I'm the chef. Like, he's angry about it.
Okay.
So he goes and, like, he paces around, and this, like, the guard is like, watching him. And I'm like, okay, so the guard is watching him. I sneak in. I crouch behind the table. Poison the food.
Okay.
Then I go over to the timer.
Okay.
And I shorten it. Like, you speed up the timer, the food timer.
Right.
The guy comes down. When I tell you that he's coming down with an entourage of 4 guards.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm glad I didn't try this the other way.
Okay.
I make my way back downstairs, and I see, back down one flight, and there's a helicopter outside. I'm like, what? And that's an escape route. But meanwhile, like, the guy is upstairs. He's got the food. Like, you can see him because you have, like, Hitman vision.
Oh, okay.
And I can see him, like, grab the food.
Is that, like, detective mode in Batman?
It's, like, thermal through the walls, but you can only see, like, targets and some guards that are near you.
Okay, that makes sense. Perfect sense.
You see every time something important happens, there's, like, a picture-in-picture pops up. I see him keel over and die. Up on the screen, points for poison kill. Points for untraceable. I'm like, great, man.
So then you get in that helicopter?
I try to, but I don't have the key.
Okay.
So, like, I hop down a flight, and I see the ladders, which are the new things in Hitman 3. Okay. There's areas you can open, sort of like in a Dark Souls thing. Those ladders, if I had a crowbar, I could have unhooked this ladder, and then that ladder is usable anytime I go back into this level.
Okay.
And it's a shortcut to that floor.
Gotcha.
But I don't have that. So I just go down the flight. I'm like, oh my god, I see a ledge. Can I hop down this ledge? Next to the ledge, I see this thing. I don't know what it is. Parachute.
Oh.
Jump off the level. Hitman level 1 is done.
Wow.
Dude, and that's one run.
Okay.
And that's how ridiculous. Dude, there were throwing knives everywhere. I could have just taken a throwing knife, blasted the guy in the face, or the guard, and killed him.
And then killed him. Yeah, so you have, like, I did remember that they did give you more options.
There's a ton, man. There's so many things I could have dropped. There were so many chandeliers to drop. It was ridiculous. Like, every room had a chandelier. I could have shot, there's floors that are made of glass. I could shoot the glass underneath it.
And have them fall through.
Accident kill. I don't know why he didn't go over to the ledge. I'm very curious if there's something if you need to be dressed as somebody else for him to go out there and talk to you.
Maybe.
But there's...
If you dressed as a secretary, maybe.
I think he would have noticed. You can't dress as not your gender.
Really?
Which is weird, yeah. But I guess it makes sense. He doesn't look like he'd make a convincing woman.
I don't know.
No.
Depends on what kind of woman you're into.
I mean, you're right, but that's what Hitman is.
Sounds good. So you think you'll keep playing?
Oh yeah, 100%. Now that my progression is there.
Alright.
The only reason I only played that short a time is I played this morning before I started to get ready for work. Because last night I was like, I'm not dealing with this.
I get you. So, sounds like good game. You're going to continue.
Oh, yeah.
We'll definitely come back to it. We'll definitely have your more reviews on that. Anything new coming out?
This next few weeks are pretty light, aside from that. I'm curious, The Medium comes out, I think, the end of the month.
Okay. I think I've heard of that.
It's the one that looked... If you saw a trailer during Microsoft's conference that looked like Silent Hill...
Yeah, that's the one.
It's that one.
Okay. Yeah, that seemed interesting. I was like, oh, okay, they're going to try to do something in that kind of vein. Which, I love Silent Hill. I always think they do weird, crazy, but interesting stuff.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know, I'm worried about a few things. A, it's digital only.
Okay.
Which means that it's immediately thought of as smaller.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be a shorter game. We'll see. It's on Game Pass, though, so.
Okay. All right. We'll see. All right. But, that's going to be it for us this week. As always, you can find us online, Precarious Pixels. We are on Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes. You can find us also on YouTube. And you can find me at Tim Martinek on Instagram. And you can find Bob.
I'm on Instagram at Bob J. Martin, Marton, and I'm on Twitter at Martin_Bob.
Okay, and like as always, we'll have more stuff to talk about, more reviews. Bob will kill more people in more interesting ways.
I definitely will.
And we'll see how that goes. And more WandaVision. We'll see what happens in the 70s. Who knows?
Probably some wildness.
Some Afro action.
Maybe.
I can't wait. Alright. So see you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.